Yo, man. This week we watched One Piece Movie 6 in the island of Baron Amaterasu, or whatever the fuck it's called. I'm not entirely sure. I don't have it in front of me right now. So this film is about the One Piece pirates, the Straw Hat Crew, boys. Our main characters, we got Luffy, we got the rest of them. I'm not going to name them all. So they're ready to go on a vacation. They've had a rough run of it recently. They're just ready to kick back and go to a big island where they can do a bunch of fun shit. So they stumble upon this flyer that leads them to an island in which all of their wildest dreams can come true. However, in order to enjoy all those amenities, they first must undergo the punishment of hell or whatever, the ordeal of hell, the gauntlet of hell, whatever they call it. And that is to catch a big old goldfish. And it's pretty tough. It's really letting them have it. But in the end, they're able to catch that goldfish. However, things aren't what they seem, okay, boys? Because it doesn't stop at just the goldfish. Next, they need to play ring toss. And after that, they need to do some target practice or some bullshit. What? And things are seeming just fine on this island. Things are seeming all fine and dandy until we realize that, hang on a moment here, some of our Straw Hat crew are starting to go missing. That's awfully strange. Also, this Baron guy, he's kind of a freak, okay? He's a bit of a weirdo. He's being all mysterious in the shadows and shit like that. That's a little odd, isn't it? And slowly, we start to uncover the fact that, this guy is apparently the only member of his crew who's actually still alive. The rest of his crew are all like plants, apparently. And he's feeding all the people who come to his island to a big fucking plant monster that's keeping the memories of his people alive. And that's a no good. And so what happens, gang? What happens because of that? All of the Straw Hats fucking died to this big old plant except for Luffy. He has to watch as all of his friends and family are devoured before his very eyes. But in the end, he's not just gonna give up so easily. He's gonna fucking beat them down, and he's gonna save the day in the end, okay? Regardless of whether or not his teammates are dead right now, okay? Because he's gonna do it for their memory, boys. But in the end, he defeats the Baron, and because of that, all of his friends and family are saved, okay? Not his family, just his friends. And then they all live happily ever after. The end.
Let's be real, the dad's the one that saved the day, not Luffy.
Yeah, Luffy actually didn't do much to save the day.
Yeah, he got shot and fucked on a lot.
Listen, A for effort. He gave it his all. He didn't really accomplish anything. In fact, he was about to fucking die.
That's in standard One Piece fashion, actually.
Really?
Yeah, I've noticed in a lot of these where he's like, his power is supposed to be cool, like the the devil fruits or whatever. They're supposed to give these pirates supernatural powers. It just really seems like all of the other devil fruits are way better than Luffy's, and his actually sucks, and he always ends up drowning before he can swim. No pun intended.
That's kind of the point, Dylan.
That's dumb. I hate it.
The point is that his powers are terrible.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Because it makes him overcoming these challenges even more impressive, you know? And it's all about how the different ways that Luffy is able to utilize his power to overcome these obstacles and make it interesting, you know?
But how did he overcome the obstacle with his power in this movie?
He didn't.
Exactly.
Yeah. When do we get to see, I've had very little exposure to One Piece, but when do we get to see a movie where he can make himself buff? I want to see that.
Yeah, I remember that. That's like, yeah.
That looks cool. I want to see that.
Uncertain.
Okay. How many One Piece movies are there? Oh, God.
Good question. I'm not entirely sure about that one.
Anyway.
One every 100 episodes, and there'd be like 11.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure there are double digits at this point.
Jesus Christ.
Anyways, this one is much, much, much better than the last one.
Oh, significantly
the last one,
so.
leagues ahead.
Fun fact, by the way, this is our third movie directed by the same man, okay? This guy also was the director behind Wolf Children, as well as the Digimon movie.
I like Wolf Children.
Yeah, my goat, Mamoru Hosoda. It was really funny. I was looking at the intro of this movie, and I'm like, this looks like a Mamoru Hosoda film just because the art style and the general animation, and then his fucking name pops up in the credits. I was like, I knew it!
Yeah, Jackson screamed at the top of his lungs when he saw that name appear.
Makes sense.
I'm a really big fan of this guy's art style. I think one of the, honestly, other than like the plot, which I think is a lot better than the other movie. I'm just going to compare it to the other movie a lot. Is that the art was so much better in this one?
Oh, absolutely.
The animation was super clean and fluid a lot of the time. I think they implemented the CG pretty well for what it is too. Everything was really lively. Everything was super pretty the whole time. Big fan of the art. I've got no complaints on the art, to be honest. I think it was honestly one of this movie's strongest suits.
Yeah. I think the biggest point of improvement is that we have an actual villain that we actually give a fuck about this time.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Especially once we actually, like, start figuring out what his sort of motivations are, and you're like, oh, okay, I get it. You should feed people to that eldritch monster.
If I can't have a pirate crew, nobody else can.
Yeah, we get to see his fun little flower, that cute little flower who's just like making some nice little gas throughout the whole movie. Like, it's just being all cute. It's like yelling things, and then it suddenly, like, is a horrific monster. I thought that was real swell.
Yeah,
Until
that
it
was the
died
inspiration
immediately
behind
after.
Undertale.
True. Yeah, one thing I definitely appreciate about this movie a lot that I feel like the previous movie kind of lacked was that in this film we actually saw like each member of the Straw Hat Pirates like really get their moment to shine in the sun, Less so Robin because, it's just kind of how she is. She doesn't do a whole lot generally despite her being like, super strong or whatever. But they didn't really know how to use her at this time. So like, that's a little more, you can excuse that a bit more.
She did the goldfish thing. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, exactly. She did the goldfish thing.
They would have lost.
I like the cooking challenge. That was kind of cool.
Right, that was really sweet. My boy Sanji was really getting in there. I love that guy. Big Sanji stan right here.
Especially when the enemy chef, he like lost, and so he like falls to the ground on his knees, and he's like, fuck!
Right.
That was some very good comedy right there.
Yeah. We also had Hitler in this movie. He was cool. He did a pretty good job.
Hitler. He was a fun guy.
Yeah. Doug Tunnel's just like the real one.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Still hiding down there.
Yeah. He has an underground network underneath Berlin.
Was that family hinted to at all before they show up? Well, they show up like when they're like in that area where they're about to be sacrificed. Like, do we know anything? Like, do they just come out of nowhere?
No, I mean, like, they fucking talk to Chopper before all that shit happens.
Yeah, they're in the graveyard, but that was... And then I guess
but
we
like
saw their picnic.
the graveyard
previously.
is the first time we see them. We don't.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is that a problem, Tanner? You got a problem with that?
It's the smallest of nitpicks. I feel like they do just kind of come out of nowhere, and so we like very rapidly have to develop some fucking care about them.
Yeah, my shtick with this movie is I don't give a fuck about this family at all, to be completely honest. The dad's a fucking asshole. The kid, he's not an asshole, but he's just looking out for his family and nobody else. He's selfish in nature, which is fine.
I don't know if looking out for your family is selfish, but go off, King.
Well, I meant more like, they're trying to like help other people, and he's saying like, no, fuck you guys, you're not helping save them, we're getting the fuck out of here kind of thing. Which, even if it is like pure in nature, I still think it's selfish. But regardless of that argument, I just don't give a fuck about this family at all. They come out like halfway throughout the movie. They're the ones that like solve the issue in the end. They're the one that like get Luffy to actually want to go back and continue this fight. They're the ones that do the final shot on the flower and finish off. I just don't really see the reason for that. I definitely would have preferred, obviously, there's such, again, Nico said this, it might just be in the spirit of One Piece that this is doing it, and this might just be because I don't know shit about One Piece. But I feel like it would have been a lot better if Luffy was the one that, took the fight in his own hands, beat the fucking guy, and saved his friends, rather than just some random family I don't give a fuck about doing most of the work in it. It just didn't hit nearly as hard with the ending for me. Especially, like, all the torment that Luffy went through to get to that point, getting fucking shot there, getting, like, beat down and told that all his friends are fucking dead. I think it would have been cool to see him, like, overcome that and fight him in the end. That's just me, though.
But the father needed his redemption, Jackson.
He could have not been in this fucking movie, and I don't think things would have been that different, to be honest. They just would have had to find a different reason for Luffy to want to continue after knowing his friends were potentially dead. He could have been the one to fucking hear it himself. He could have felt their presence or something, some anime bullshit.
Also, were the Baron's arrows some kind of magic or something?
Yeah, it looked like that was a devil fruit power.
Okay, because I was about to say, like, Luffy can definitely reflect things, and I don't know why he just wasn't reflecting these arrows. They were really, for whatever reason, the bane of his existence.
Well, they're arrows, they're like pointed.
It doesn't matter.
Luffy don't do good with piercing.
Why did the arrow stop, like, heat-seeking his ass, too, during the final fight as well? They're just, like, hitting the fucking ground instead of following it like they were doing previously. Because, like, the other ones were, like, when he was first getting shot by them, were, like, breaking through all sorts of shit and not getting destroyed, like, hunting him down. But, like, the other ones in the final fight were just shooting him and exploding instead of, you could... Like, he was pinpoint accuracy with him, and then he starts just fucking whiffing on him when he has these heat-seeking arrows. How is this possible?
Luffy's just too good for him, dude. He learned a thing or two in the time away. He figured out how to dodge him, dude.
Okay.
Yeah. I really have nothing. I really have no defense for that, Jackson. There isn't much of a reason.
I just think it's convenient that all other devil fruits are perfect, like overpowered to counter to Luffy, yet Luffy can't counter or overpower any of them.
Wait, do you really think that the captain had a devil fruit?
They
Yeah,
never
I'm assuming he
confirmed it.
did. He was fucking making arrows out of nothing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they were coming out
I
of
kind of
his
assumed
being.
not, because when he saw, that they had devil fruit powers, he's like, what?
Yeah, he did seem shocked that they had devil fruit powers. That's also why I didn't think
Well,
he
they're
had
super
one,
rare
but-
is the thing.
Yeah. But usually if the enemy or whatever, if somebody has a devil fruit power, it's at least mentioned, maybe not explained, but it's like, oh, I got the devil fruit of Buka Buka or whatever.
I got the arrow fruit.
Yeah,
That's
I
probably-
can make arrows.
it's never explained, so it's unclear whether or not he has the devil fruit or not.
I mean, magic doesn't exactly exist in this world, so like,
I mean,
They
That's
don't.
true.
It doesn't.
no, magic isn't really a part of One
What
Piece
the
at
fuck
all.
is the plant thing then?
That's just like, Oh, okay, so like people themselves don't really have magic, but like, there will
What?
still be weird shit happening.
Like
Okay,
Chopper?
isn't ramen basically, or Robin basically magic?
No, she has a devil fruit as well, so is Chopper. Yeah.
So a reindeer ate a devil fruit?
Yeah, he ate
Yeah.
the human fruit.
Oh.
Did he? Is
Yeah.
that actual? That's a
Yeah.
thing? You're
Yeah.
saying that's for...
That
Okay.
also explains his super strength?
Yeah, but it's a whole thing. I'm not going into like that right now,
Is there-
okay?
Can I just do one question then?
Sure.
Does that mean there is a human tree growing many human fruits?
No, each devil fruit is unique.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do they each come from one tree?
No, we still have no idea where devil fruits come from or how they're made. When someone
Okay.
dies with a devil fruit, actually it's transferred to like some other random fruit in the area.
That
Yeah.
actually answers my question I was gonna ask later. Good stuff.
Yeah. Devil
Okay.
fruits are weird. We still don't fully understand them. However, Tanner, I will say that the type of fucking devil fruit that Chopper has, they do have like different variants to them basically. And so there are other human fruits, but they're like very different. So there's like one guy who's like the human fruit type of Buddha. So he's like a fucking god or whatever. It's weird, okay? It's
Oh,
weird.
okay.
Don't worry
Okay.
about it too much. So don't worry about it too much.
I won't worry about it. I'm not even thinking.
I've got another criticism with this, and this is a pretty minor one, honestly. But it's just like how easily the crew start fucking hating each other. This just could be coming from my ignorance with One Piece. Maybe this is just how these characters act. But like they really just like got on each other's nerves super fucking easily, and of course that's kind of leaning into what the movie was trying to say. That these people are really good at this. They've been doing it for a while. Like that's their whole purpose, is to try to split these people up. But like, it happened so quickly. It was like one fucking competition and everybody fucking hates each other all of a sudden. What's up with that? Like, they could have just, like, talked it out. Fucking, Usopp could have just been like, yeah, no, the fucking thing grabbed me and made me fly off. I don't know what happened. And then Nami could have been like, oh, that sucks anyways, and it's not an issue anymore. But they just don't communicate at all. They just fucking ignore each other. Again, that could just be, like, how these characters act normally. But it was really weird seeing it from, like, my perspective, because, like, these are such easily resolved situations, and they just don't even try. And they're supposed to be, like, these, like, good friends that are, like, fucking crewmates, I would assume.
Yeah,
That's
they
just me,
generally are, but I definitely think that was, like, part of the whole shtick going on there, that these people were definitely trying to split them up.
I just think that, it happened too easily. That's just from my perspective. That was the criticism I was
Yeah.
trying to present.
I mean, like, they even acknowledge that in the film. They're like, yeah, I don't know why that's bugging me so much, so I'm not entirely sure, dude. I'm not
There's, like,
entirely
some
sure.
powers that the plants are releasing pollen that's making them hate each other more or something.
Potentially. That's what I was thinking when it was initially going on, but they don't really address it after that, so...
Yeah, I thought it was gonna, like... Honestly, I think the mystery aspect of this movie was pretty solid. Just, like, trying to figure out exactly what's happening. Because, like, as you get more information, this is, like, one of those movies where, like, they're giving you just enough that you can keep kind of theorizing what's happening, but not enough to, like, fully give you everything until they spill the beans. Because, like, my interpretation of what was going on just kept changing constantly throughout the movie, which was fun. It's a fun watching experience because of that.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. However, I will say, one criticism I do have for this movie in particular... not enough Robin. Let's get our girl in there a little bit more, okay? I feel like she could have done a little bit extra in the film. You feel me, guys?
Yeah, you really talked her up about being like some fucking omnipotent god, basically, with how you were describing her to me previously, and then she got fucking jobbed off screen. Like, it was funny how easily she got fucking taken down. Just one shot, she's out as she's doing her investigation.
Yeah, it's really strange. Well, does anyone else have anything they'd like to say about the film?
Nah, I don't think so.
No? Tanner, do you have any more questions about One Piece that could impact your rating of the film?
No, I don't.
Fantastic. Alright, well, I'll kick off the ratings then, I suppose. I'm going to go ahead and give this film an A. I really enjoyed it a lot.
Now, I will say, this discussion here, putting all the thoughts on the table, it actually did get me to raise my rating, and I am also giving it an A.
Hot damn. What was
I
it
was
sitting
at
at
a B
before?
plus before.
Jesus.
Not Nico. Tanner, thank God you said B+, because that's what I gave it, a B+. I still think it was a really solid film. I enjoyed it.
And Dylan, where are you going with it?
I'll give it a B.
Why, Dylan? Why?
It was entertaining enough.
Regardless, that puts it at a solid A-, meaning it's tied for the Fly as the best movie of the week.
Holy shit.
Wow.